Hi everyone, welcome to the next instalment of this lovely page of From World of Flowers by Johanna Basford. I have decided what colour I'm going to colour this flower. I'm going to come in closer and we should do this sort of top part first. Come in as close as I can, but keep it all in shot. There we go. So I decided that I'm going to do this in blues. To me it looks a little bit like a bluebell. It isn't quite, but we know Johanna makes them up a little bit. And I thought it would be fun to colour it in that way. So I'm going to use a few different shades of blue to have some fun with these pretty flowers. And I'm going to use the Indigo light first. Again, I'm using the Castle Art Soft Touch. I'm just leaning on a little piece of paper a little bit. And I'm going to use the dark colour. Oh, hang on, just hold the page down a little bit. Right down here where it's very near to the, what I'll do is a greenery, and sort of around the edge a little bit. I'm just going to gently bring it in, just a touch like that. And we'll do the same thing with these. Now it changes a little bit later on. So these are like the buds, and then further down we've got some open flowers. So can do them a little bit differently maybe. I'll have a think as we go. I'm just going for it. I know a lot of people really plan before they start, but if I did that I don't think I'd ever get around to making a video. I'd be sitting there thinking and planning and thinking, and that's not how I approach my pictures. I decided what colour I was going to do it, but not even which shades or anything. I find it sometimes it's easier to, you know, I just do it as I go, and when I'm on video I can't spend 3 hours choosing a colour, so it's really good. It just encourages me to go quite fast. Now with the open ones I think I'm just going to keep them dark at the bottom and fade up towards the ends, so I'm just going to do a little bit of dark here at the bottom. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a harder layer down near here, and then just doing a light scumble to the edge. Now here we've got one which is facing us, so it's really different to all of the rest of the flowers. What I'm going to do is do a dark centre and leave the rest for when we do our next colour. Okay, so a dark edge along here where it's going to be meeting the green, and then just a little scumble like this, circular motion, getting lighter towards the tip of each flower. Really straightforward colouring. I had a very interesting, this is sticking slightly. I think it's because this one on the far right was done more recently. I did it yesterday. Perhaps it's not fully dry. It's quite hot weather, so I don't know. Anyway, so I thought it might have dried, but yeah, I had someone recently ask me a really interesting question on my Facebook page, and she said, as I've got so many different colouring books now, how do I choose which one to colour from? It's a great question, isn't it? Now, I have a few books that I'm looking to finish soon, you know, that are getting used up. So, and I like doing a completed book flip through for you all, so I'm quite excited. So that sort of motivates me to do a lot in those particular books. So if I'm stuck for a book to colour from, I could grab one of those, and I just grab a random set of pencils and go for it and do the first uncoloured picture that I come to. If that makes sense. So that's how I do that, but other times I sort of think about, what am I in the mood for colouring? Am I in the mood for colouring florals? Or do I want to colour fish, scenes, sky, something with sky, with a background, without a background, something a bit more random that isn't a specific item, you know. We're now using the sky blue. I'm probably going to finish these buds with this. I'm going to go over the edge. Oh, my lead is really wobbly. Hang on, I'm going to stop the video and sharpen. It's a bit noisy, my sharpener. Hold on. Right, that's a bit better. I can hear someone's television now through the window, which isn't ideal. And I don't know whether it's ours or whether it's somebody else's. I'm going to have to pull the window in, I think, if it gets too much louder, because it's playing music which I'm not supposed to play without you know, unless it's copyright free type thing. So we'll see. But anyway, it's we've managed to find a way to keep the house reasonably cool now. My poor son can't sleep in his attic bedroom because it's just too hot. So it makes it tricky for him. He has to sleep on the floor in his brother's room, which isn't the most comfortable for him. Right, I'm going to do darkest around the centre here, and then just go lighter towards the edge. Oh, my dishwasher is making a noise now. I wonder if someone will get up and do it. They probably can't hear it, to be fair, because the door is shut in the room they're in. Although so's my door and I can hear it. So I don't know. We'll see. I think it's probably just finished, so it doesn't really need seeing to. It has a little alarm on it which goes off when it's wanting to be sorted out. Go. I was thinking of doing another blue, which I even sharpened ready when I turned the camera off, and I haven't. I'm just using this one. I'm just fading this one to the tips, and I think it's working well, so I haven't bothered to grab the other one. So just going down to the end of each flower. So I'm layering out more up here on top of the darker bit, quite heavily layered just below it, and then less as we go down towards the bottom. So it just gets lighter, and I think that's how it would. It just makes sense to me. There's a lot of traffic I can hear now on the main road. We live at we've got a big main road, like a big A road. We're sort of, it runs parallel to our road, but we're a bit lower down, but you can hear the traffic. There is a row of trees to try and protect us a little bit from the traffic, but it doesn't always work. But I don't mind. It's not. It gets quiet at night, and it's fine. And we're lucky we've got pedestrian crossings up at the end, so it's easy to cross as well. Now greens I mean now. I can't remember what we used for the red flower, but I want those sort of mid greens really. I think I might go for this. What's that colour? Maybe, what's that? Yeah, okay, I've got my colours of choice. Oops, let's put them over here. I have picked 3, but again I might only end up using 2. The very top here, I think I may just use 1 because we've got really fine details up here. So I've chosen the Juniper green for my darkest green. So I'm going to use that up here, and I'm just going to do quite a solid colour because it's quite a small space. Okay, and follow that down through, oh, that I could do with a brush. There we go. So I'm really just trying to get an even amount of colour on each one. I have another wobbly lead. I don't know if it's because it's hot that they're being a bit wobbly, or quite what. I don't remember these misbehaving in the heat. Now here on these, rather than what looks like a bit of stalk, these look like they've actually got leaves. I'm going to try to do a darker bit at the bottom of the leaves and fade it towards the top, and I'll come in with a lighter green to finish those off. There are very small spaces, so if you're struggling, just still keep with the solid colour. It's not going to make a huge difference. It's not going to be massively visible in such a small space. So just do what's easier for you. It's always good to just keep it chilled and relaxed. And I noted as someone, some people use my pictures and videos as inspiration and change it up a bit or do their own thing in some areas, and I think that's brilliant. My ideas are always there to inspire as much as you're quite welcome to completely copy what I'm doing. If you want to use it just to, you know, just to sort of start you off and then go with your own, gosh yes, do it. You know, it's not, I'm not don't ever think you've got to do it exactly the same. Now I'm going to try, just make a little bit of space to fit that all in. There we go. And with this dark pencil, I'm going to do all of the stem, but quite lightly. It sounds, it doesn't sound like that makes sense. I know what I mean. Let's hope you do too. So at the very top here, where it's near the flower, I'm going to just go in a bit harder and try to do a little bit harder at each side, like we did with the one yesterday. But it's a lot thinner, so it's a little trickier. And I'm just going to colour these a bit, because I think these are where there might have been flowers lower down and they've gone over. So we'll do that. And then we'll use some of this dark for the base of the leaves. I like these leaves, they're very pretty. So I'm just going to put down quite a lot of layers near the bottom of the leaf and then fade it up like that. So it's quite simple. You just layer it more here and then start to do less layers and less, and now start to reduce how much you're pushing on the pencil as well. So it's a mixture of layering and less pressure. You might be really light-handed anyway, so you might need to reduce your pressure, just your layers, but I'm quite heavy-handed at times. So I have to reduce how much I'm pressing to get a really light look. Just trying hard not to go over the lines too much. Oops, shouldn't have gone up there. Can you see that isn't a leaf? I'm going to grab an eraser. Here's my Tombow. I brought my bright pink one in here because it's easier to see in my pencil case of bits and bobs. I just do the best I can. I'm not going to get rid of it all, I know that. Fade it back and hopefully when you glance you won't notice. And if you do, oh well. It's okay. It's colouring, it's not, you know, it is important to us. I don't want to say it's not important. I'm going to use the leaf green middle. I'm going to go back up to the flowers and remember these where we started fading. We're going to use, I'm just going to colour over the whole leaf in this, because it's really too small to do very much else with it. Yeah, as I was saying, obviously our colouring is important to us, but we should never make it so important that we worry that if we make a little mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. And, you know, some artists might Photoshop them out, some might leave them in, some might pretend they were were supposed to be there, and that's usually the best attitude, I think. Just pretend that's what you intended. So I'm doing the same thing with these little bits, and then I'm going to go down the stem just quite roughly. There we go. Now on the leaves I'm going to go over the top of the green that we just did and then just extend it along. That's it. And then down to this one. It's the same on every one. Just layer it up a bit more at the bottom and try and get rid of the white paper, but towards the tip, don't worry so much. Gosh, I'm getting thirsty already. It's when it's hot, you need lots more drink. I shall make one soon enough. Before I settle and watch my tennis, I shall make a drink. Okay, we're getting there. So remember not to go into that bit that isn't petal. Leaf. Oh dear. Not the first time I've done that on a picture. I'm sure it won't be the last. It just happens. Sometimes I find that some pictures are so confusing, it takes me ages to work out what lines are supposed to be what with regards to what has been drawn. Leaf green light we're going to finish off, so we can start anywhere really and just really burnish it down and blend it together, and you get that nice lovely warm colour at the end of each leaf. Thing is still beeping. I don't know if you can hear it. If I was here on my own I would just stop the video and run and do it, but I've got to open the door. I just heard someone sneeze out of the window. I don't know why it's funny. It shouldn't be, but it just made me laugh. Okay, I think we're done. I'm going to come out so you can see. Let's put it down. Oh, we need a bit more. There we go. There is our finished flower. I like that one. It's quite simple, but it's fun. And well, I had fun. I hope you did. So that is that one. We've got one more to do. Might be tomorrow. It'll be the next video along in this series. So just keep a lookout for it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you have a really good day and happy colouring.